Good morning. I decided to do a face routine because after coming to Buffalo, we've been hotel hopping and it's just been a different experience. Have I been through this before? I don't think so. I've never stayed somewhere longer than 2 weeks. And when I stayed 2 weeks, I stayed at someone's house. If I'm in a hotel, it's been 3 days. So the first hotel, I'm ashy because this is supposed to be a face routine. Let me do this. So the first hotel was the Hilton, and it wasn't bad, but I usually have a scrubber or I use a washcloth, like a brand new, freshly washed washcloth to scrub. I feel like because I'm doing a deep skin routine, I'm gonna go grab that because we've been hotel hopping and I feel like my skin needs some deep care because I'm not home and I'm not doing what I usually do and using the products I usually use. So to start with what I got a gua sha. I'm gonna gua sha with my, this is my travel gua sha because it's fake. It's not any type of stone. It's plastic or glass. I think it's glass. So pretty much we went to the first hotel, and at the first hotel, it was pretty cool, but we left because the price was getting high because there was like this Star Wars convention or something. We saw a bunch of people dressed up in Star Wars clothes, and we ended up leaving. We went to Marriott. Now at Marriott, it was getting weird. I was like, what is going on? Because the first day we got there, it was, funny energy. I'm used to funny energy. I don't know if it's because I'm pretty, because I'm chubby, because my ass is fat, because my kids are beautiful, my man is handsome. We look like we got money. We don't look poor. So I don't honestly know what is the reason I get stared at, but I don't care. Sometimes, I'm a Christian who believes in my power and I'm spiritual. So I don't know if it's my light that shines. I don't know what makes people act weird. So I don't care. I just go about my day. I'm used to it. So anyway, we was getting weird vibes, but it wasn't a big deal. It started getting weird because we were there for like almost a week, 5 days, I think. We were there for 5 days. And so while we was there, it got weird when there's a concierge lounge. When you're a platinum member or you're like a high member, you get access to a concierge lounge that has free food. They have free cooked food at certain times. It's breakfast and dinner, sometimes lunch. And they have snacks like juice, chips. This is something you pay for. This is not something that comes free. Like anybody who gets a Marriott can walk in. Some people probably don't even know about this lounge. So my husband, fiance, baby daddy, whatever you want to call him, he's the man in my life. He goes, he goes to this place, this concierge lounge, and then he comes back down. And then when he came back down, he kind of looked like kind of down. I was like, yo, so what's going on? What happened? Why you just came back so fast? And he was like, I don't know. Everybody was looking at me like I'm a bum. And I was like, what does that mean? Like, what are you talking about? Mind you, I walk around with this scarf because I just got my hair braided, but I don't care. I'm wearing my scarf. And my dude, he has a scully. This is a place where I see mostly white people. I saw one really oversized, like she was like 300 pounds, 400 pound size black girl who was with a white man. So I didn't think racism. That wasn't my first thought. I was like, why do you feel like you think like you're being looked at as a bum? He was like, I don't know, it was just a vibe. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I go downstairs to go do something. I don't remember. At the gym. I'm going to the gym. I work out at home, but I had access to a gym. So I said, let me go to this gym and I'm going to go ahead and, you know, take advantage of a gym while I'm here because I don't have my home gym stuff. I don't have my mat, my weights, my stepper that I use. I don't have that here. So I said, let me go and see if I could use theirs. I used their gym, and while I was going back upstairs, somebody was like, oh, she looks like a bum or something. And they said something, she looks so ghetto. She looks like a bum. And naturally, I felt the energy was directed towards me, and I said, get mama shin, which means F you, you dog. Because I'm not that Christian. I'm not that girl. I'm not the lay down and take it. Okay? I am the girl who is going to defend myself. That's how my mama was. That's how I was raised. I was raised, don't let nobody play in your face. I was raised, don't let nobody play with you. In any sense. And I took it down to the bone where my own mama. I won't even let my own mama and my daddy play with me. And it may seem problematic, but you're going to respect me or you're just going to get from around me. So anyways, so I was like, is this racist? Like, are you trying to be racist? Cool, whatever. We go into our lounge, and then I heard somebody say, oh, is she back again? Mind you, I'm getting food. All I got was fruit and yogurt and cereal. And so I came back upstairs again to get my kids fruit, yogurt, and cereal. Somebody was like, is she back again? Mind you, their daddy doesn't own Marriott. They look dusty. They was wearing some raggedy Kmart clothes that looked like it was 13 years old. That's why I was videotaping certain people around Georgia to show how raggedy Georgians are. It's raggedy people that has the nerve to call me bum. This man who said a bum little statement. So now I'm thinking, my man, somebody called him a bum, but didn't tell him to his face, but kind of like directed it towards him, and he peeped it, and that's what made him leave. This is a free lounge for paying members. You're a member. Anyways, you don't get that you get that from booking a certain amount of nights in a hotel. You get that from having a family or a friend who works for the hotel. So then, after that situation, this weirdo, it's like 10 o'clock at night. My kids are on their tablets. It's dead silent. I'm watching TV. Somebody comes and bang on our door so hard. And I was like, who is it? The police? So I'm thinking it's their dad trying to play a prank. But when I look outside, no one was there. And I was like, oh, he's trying to play a prank. So I called him and I was like, so you trying to play a prank on me? He was like, no, I'm nowhere near you. Because he was out doing, working. And I was like, oh, well, that's weird. I said, so somebody trying to play with me. So I didn't record this stuff because none of this was recordable. This isn't the purpose of my page. It's not insight into my life. The purpose of my page is to, speak on Christianity, and that is my page, a Christian page. So pretty much after that happened, I kind of got mad. So I started banging and making noise for real. And somebody called and complained. Before I made the noise, somebody called and complained. So that's when I was like, oh, somebody trying to be funny. My kid is getting scared. My kids were like, mommy, what is that? Like, what is going on? And mommy, what's going on? And I'm like, yo, you scaring my kid. And then somebody calls and they're like, oh, we got a noise complaint. I said, how dare you call me with a noise complaint? Somebody just banged on my door while my kids are going to sleep. It's 10 o'clock at night. My kids are going to bed. And then that's when I said, oh, this is supposed to be that racism that they talking about. And I know we in a racist country and we have a president who's racist and he likes to gaslight and make it seem like he's not a racist person. But mind you, he won't make friends with educated black people. He'll only make friends with the non-educated black people because he wants to promote that coon mentality. I can indulge in certain music and in certain aspects of wasting time or as a distraction from what's really going on. You watch like Real Housewives. That doesn't consume all of my time, and that doesn't mean that that's all I am. It doesn't mean that I don't know what's going on. I'm not an activist, and I don't want to be one. I'm not Malcolm X. So you know, you could see racism going on and make a comment about it. And you can also indulge in entertainment, because entertainment is there for you to get your mind off of what you're, not to distract you. If it's distracting you, you're lost. But if you're using it as a means to take your mind off the terrible things going on in this world, because that will depress you, that will keep you sick, that will keep you in problems that you don't need to be in. I could see what's going on in the world and then go about my day and be good and not be affected by it. Because a person who's too into, who doesn't have an outlet is going to be depressed. They're going to be depressed. They're going to be disgusted. They're going to be, they're going to have a problem. They're going to have an issue. They're going to be crying all the time. And just that the issues of the world. And I'm just not that girl. Like, I'm not going to be in tears all the time about what's going on in this world. It's been going on. It's just coming to light. So anyways, so I was like, that was my little racist experiment here in Buffalo. I guess they wanted to let me know that we just as racist as Georgia. And I let them know I'm not somebody to play with at all. Don't put me in a corner. Don't back me in. Don't make me the savage you think I am. Because then you're going to see what you need to see. What you're looking for, you're going to find. If you're looking for the beauty in me, you're going to see beauty. If you're looking for the savage in me, you're going to see a savage. So with that, I peeped it. I said, all right, whatever. And I went about my business. And now we're in an Airbnb. I'm going to insert what the Airbnb looks like. It looks like we're the first people to stay here. Everything kind of looks renewed. Thank God. Because it's the same price as a place that we were supposed to go. And that place was just dusty. And it's the same price. So this is the place that I was in the last time. And it was pretty much the same price as where I'm at right now, which is clearly renovated. And I think it's beautiful. It got this little country style to it. Most of the stuff are updated. My kids thought it was adorable and cute. People will play in your face. You better get your money's worth. Get your value. Don't play with yourself. Don't play with your life. But all this to say, this is my video. My video is about separating the two. It's hard. Because after that situation, I was just like, I'm tired of white people. And I was like, back in Georgia, I'm tired of the black people and the white people. I was getting treated weird by both. So I'm not of this world. I'm not of this race. So that's what the Bible says. So I'm having issues with different races who have pride. They have a lot of pride in their own culture and themselves. Black people think they started everything. They're originators and that everybody copies them. And white people feel like they're the elite. They're the standard of the world, and they just have a lot of pride. So learn to separate the two of people. Like, you gotta separate people from what they do and their mentalities and their strongholds. Separate them from that and put them in that category. And that's how you're able to love people despite what they do, because what they do is heavily influenced by demonic oppression, possession. Even me, some things I do are just fleshly. You're not gonna always like the things I do. You're not gonna always like people, but you can continue to love them. And that's that. With that, I did notice that people were just being weird, and people are just gonna be weird. Now, anyways, I did my little gua sha. Try to depuff my face. I'm gonna go for a walk. I don't know if it's a good neighborhood or not. I'm gonna take my taser with me and we're gonna find out if it's a good neighborhood or not. Everything is not about you. As far as my life is concerned, it's about me and my role and my position, taking care of my kids. And that's that. I don't know. I've seen the ugliness of people. And I spoke with my mom before, and I was just like, I don't know the story other people are telling about me, because I know when people separate, which I do, I don't mind separation. I'll see you in another life. I'll see you in heaven. I don't care. So, yeah, when people be weird and you try to resolve it by, I've had several times, even in the Bible, it says, once you have an issue with your brother or your sister, you get them, you speak to them. If they don't change, you get someone else to be a witness and you speak to them. If they still don't change, you bring them before the church. And when you bring them before the church and they still don't change, you wash your hands. My hands are washed. I tried to speak to you individually. Other people have tried to communicate with you to tell you what you're doing is wrong and you don't want to change. At this point, who's going to reach you? Me, I'm not reaching out. So I don't know the story people tell to, have their excuses as to why they do the things they do or speak on me in any sense, in any way that could be detrimental to me, my children, my career, my life. I don't know why it has to get that far, because I've done nothing to no one to make it get that far but protect me, myself, and my children. I can't protect a man. All he can do is protect me physically. That's up to him. How he moves is his. He's a man. How he moves is up to him. So I have no idea what will possess people to act like that. The only thing I could think of is demonic oppression. So I'm going to put this verse that I just read this morning in Ephesians about how Christ is in heaven and we are in him. So if we are in him and everything is under his feet, if he has dominion and we are in him and he is in us, we have dominion. And I'm just going to put everybody under my feet. That's it. I'm going to continue to pray and have dominion over New York and have dominion over every place that I go. And wherever God leads me is where he leads me. But that's it. I'm really tired. Like, I tried to gouache this out, but it is what it is, man. It's been a long few days of going back and forth. This thing didn't go away. I don't have my bio oil, but I'm gonna go for a walk. I really was gonna wax on camera. Let me let my face dry and then I'll wax. So I'm back from my walk and I look so much like my auntie. Serious issue for every government. Like, every time I see myself, that's who I see. If the president but I'm back from my walk and I got a feel for the neighborhood. It's very eclectic, as you can see. But I saw G-Wagons, I saw BMWs, I saw a mix of races, and I saw like one homeless person. So I'm in a downtown area, so it's a little bit of everything, But yeah, transitioning is ugly. Pretty much, that's what this video is. Yes, we have power and dominion, and we're in Christ, but transition is ugly. Kind of like this nail. The in-between stages, if you plan on moving to another state, it's not pretty. Everybody likes to show a pretty picture, but there's nothing pretty about transitioning, moving from one state to another, moving, into different stages of your life, stuff like that. I should have turned the news off. Hopefully, the message gets across.